AY Magodi to come in front so that she can present for us. Remember, colleagues, we have 10 minutes for presentation. If I stand up, it means that I'm evicting you from the stage so that you can speak to the little time that we have left because we're way behind schedule. I think she's here already. Ms. Magodi, you can come through. Can you give her a round of applause? Morning, everyone. My name is AY Magodi. I will be presenting to you today about the sustenance of small and medium enterprises through quality management systems. Quality management systems is basically a collection of business processes with a focus on meeting customer requirements and enhancing customer satisfaction. And then when we look at the SMEs, we have just over 2.5 million SMEs in South Africa. And SMEs in South Africa are described as an enterprise that has a maximum of 250 employees and a maximum of 220 annual turnover per annum. The SME contributes 47% to the Stockton workforce, and they contribute about 6% to the corporate taxes and 20% to the GDP of the country. So as you can see, SMEs are quite vital to the economy of our country. And then if you look there at that graph there, you can see that Gauteng has the highest number of SMEs in South Africa. It's just over 903,000, which comes to 35% of the whole SMEs in the country. So the problem with the SMEs that we have is that they have a very low survival rate. Most of them, they don't make it beyond the 3-year period, according to CEDA. And then in 2008, we had about 35% of SMEs that were less than 3 years, and this dropped in 2019 to 26%, showing a further decline of the survival of SMEs. So how do we solve this problem? According to research, some of the things that contribute to the success of businesses, specifically small businesses, is things like profitability, customer satisfaction, record keeping, having a written plan, having risk management, and staying relevant to the market. All those things can be packaged together nicely to fit in the SMS, because already those things are elements that make up a quality management system. When we talk of productivity, we talk about waste reduction, increased productivity. We talk about when we talk about profitability, we talk about increased productivity, system efficiencies, efficient processes, and waste reduction, which all influences your income. And then when we talk about record keeping, that's the document control. Staying relevant, we talk about innovation and continuous improvement. So all of that you can put together and make a quality management system, which you can then present as a solution to SMEs to help with sustaining these SMEs and making them successful. What is the risk then of implementing a quality management system? Well, the risk is very low. It's basically a system that fails, that didn't work, but that happens rarely based on research. This happens maybe when you're amongst other factors, like you have resistance from the staff when they don't want to buy into the change. But above that, leadership commitment is the number one reason why PMS implementation in SME fails. So that risk can easily be overcome by the commitment of the leaders in SMEs playing alone. And the cost of implementing a quality management system is you basically looking at your implementation cost, training system, and then upgrading of your systems. However, when we talk of cost, you need to remember that the cost of poor quality is much higher than the cost of actually implementing the system. Because then when you talk of recalls, you end up losing more money versus if you had a system in place where you could have saved a lot of money. The benefit of a quality management system in SMEs is increased profits, reduced waste, control processes, better customer experience, and brand recognition, among others. The aim of the work was to investigate the implementation of quality management systems concerning its level of awareness among SMEs and its effect on the growth and sustainability of SMEs in the Gauteng province. And the objectives, the objectives was to determine the awareness, examine the contribution to the growth of SMEs, examine the effect on the lifespan, and to develop a conceptual model to enhance QMS implementation in SMEs. Methodology, which was a mixed methodology, we used quantitative and qualitative. An online survey was sent to collect the data from randomly sampled participants, and the case study was also conducted where Lean Six Sigma was applied on an SME in the Gauteng province. And the results that came from both the collected data, the collective and overall results based on time, if I can just summarize them, it shows that really the benefits that were mentioned, on the other business case are validated by the results that we got from the collected data and also through the hypothesis testing. When you look at the participants' knowledge on the quality management system, we see that 60% of participant SMEs, they are aware of ISO 9001 quality management system, and 50% are aware of the Lean Six Sigma quality methodology. And then when you look at the quality management practices in SME, meaning things that are part of quality management systems, most SMEs already they do practice this quality management practices, but however they don't have a formalized system in place, but they're already doing it. When you look at the implementation rate, it's low at 34%, so they're doing it, but they're not implementing it fully as a fully formalized system. This is just the statistical analysis. This is just the parameter chart from the data that was analyzed, showing that the effect of quality management system and work processes and productivity, we can see a significant indication that it has a positive effect on SMEs. And further results also go to show that we also see an improved quality of products and services. We also see an increase in customer satisfaction on the overall result. And when we move on to the testing of the hypothesis, where one of the hypotheses is that there is no relationship between quality management systems and SMEs. When we go to our slide, which shows like, for example, this is our first line hypothesis, which shows that there is no relationship between ISO 9001 implementation and SMEs in the Gauteng province. Looking at our results here, we can see that there's a statistically significant relationship between ISO 9001 and SMEs. And the further three more hypotheses that we formulated, they also show a significant relationship between the growth of SMEs and ISO 9001. They also show that there is a relationship between ISO 9001 and the lifespan of SMEs. All these nine hypotheses were rejected based on our SPSS test that we ran. Excuse me, I talk very fast. Am I really fast? Yeah. So you didn't hear anything? Okay, I'm worried now because you said you didn't hear anything and I'm on conclusion.
No, we heard.
We heard. Okay. Alright, so basically
very fast. They listen very fast.
So our conclusion is based on our objectives, on the awareness. So we did determine that there is an awareness of quality management system among SMEs. However, SMEs do not implement quality management system. We have determined that ISO 9001 does contribute to SME growth in the lifespan. This was tested in our hypothesis. The Six Sigma approach, we determined that it is appropriate because it was implemented in a case study on one of the SMEs, which was not included in the slides, but it was actually conducted. And based on the literature review and the and the data which was collected and analyzed, we do conclude that the implementation of quality management systems in SMEs is recommended for continuous improvement, process efficiency, and business sustainability amongst SMEs. And the conceptual model was also developed to enhance quality management system implementation in SMEs. So basically, that is it.